Baltimore police believe a bad batch of drugs sent more than 24 people to the hospital.
America, Baltimore just had 25 people hospitalized in a single mass overdose event, 5 in critical condition, and the city's response is absolutely insane. Instead of cracking down on open-air drug markets that caused this disaster, Mayor Brandon Scott wants to use your taxpayer dollars to create government-supervised drug consumption sites where addicts can shoot up heroin and smoke crack with medical staff watching. But here's the kicker. This happened in the same neighborhood that's been dubbed an open-air drug market and war zone by residents who say the city has been ignoring the problem for years.
More than a dozen medic units, numerous EMS officers, and members of the Baltimore Police Department flooded the Penn North area in West Baltimore early Thursday. A huge response after the report of a single overdose led to the discovery of at least 14 more people showing signs of a drug overdose.
What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. This story perfectly illustrates the backwards thinking of a Democrat-run city. Instead of stopping drug dealers, they want to make it easier and safer for people to use illegal drugs. Let me break down this absolute madness. I'm going to paint the picture on what happened in Baltimore's Penn North neighborhood. At 9:25 a.m. on Thursday, the first responders got a call about a single overdose at Pennsylvania Avenue and North Avenue. But when they arrived, they found a scene straight out of a nightmare. At least 25 people had overdosed on what residents are calling New Jack City, a substance allegedly laced with Freon or antifreeze.
Now, officials have not confirmed what they exactly overdosed on, but people at the scene told WJZ it was called New Jack City.
5 people were clinging to life in critical condition. Recovering coordinators who have been working this area for 25 years said they've never seen anything like this. Here's what one coordinator said about the situation.
I have never, and I've been doing this work for a long time. And also, like I said, I have my own story. I have never seen anything like this. Never. I felt sad. This is my community. This is even my neighborhood. So I felt really sad.
But here's what makes this even more tragic. Residents say this was completely predictable. One local resident told reporters,
"It's saddening, but the thing is, you know what? It happens every day. We're just seeing it because everyone's out here.
We're just seeing it because everyone's out here." Now, here's the part that should make every taxpayer furious. This mass overdose happened in what residents and city officials are openly acknowledging is one of the largest open-air drug markets in Maryland. Councilman Eric Castillo admitted,
"It's one of the largest open-air drug markets in the state of Maryland, if not the largest, at Pennsylvania Avenue and Lawrence Street. It's something that the community has been very vocal about over the years."
Residents describe living in a war zone where drug sales are going unnoticed and drug use is completely unchecked. Here's what one frustrated resident said about this.
These people sit here, police sit here 24/7 every day and don't do just watch them. And all these got blacks, whites, Chinese, everybody. They don't care.
The Penn North neighborhood where this happened recorded the most overdoses in the city between 2022 and 2024. Over 1,000 overdoses, about 15% of the city's total. This isn't a surprise. It's a predictable result of failed policies. So how is Mayor Brandon Scott responding to this crisis? Instead of cracking down on drug dealers who were literally poisoning people with substances laced with antifreeze, he wants to create a government-supervised drug consumption site where people can safely use drugs under medical supervision.
In a one-on-one interview with 11 News Investigates, Mayor Brandon Scott revealed his desire to open 2 supervised illegal drug consumption sites in the city. His model is On Point NYC, a place he has visited, a judgment-free zone where people bring in their own drugs, sign in, and write down what they're using.
Let me explain how this works because it's absolutely insane. People would bring their illegal drugs to these taxpayer-funded facilities, sign a document that they're using, and then shoot up heroin, smoke crack, or snort drugs while medical staff watch them through one-way mirrors and check on them every 3 minutes.
It is all about saving lives.
And here's Mayor Scott's justification.
In order for us to be able to get people the treatment that they need and when they're ready for it, right? And to get them into the places and spaces they need, the first thing that they have to do is be alive.
This is absolutely backwards about this approach. Baltimore has been named the overdose capital of America by the New York Times, with nearly 6,000 deaths over 6 years and a death rate nearly double than any other large city. The response? Make it easier and safer to use drugs instead of stopping these dealers.
With nearly 6,000 deaths over the last 6 years, the Times analysis showed from 2018 to 2022, the death rate was nearly double that of any other large city.
The proposed legislation would create 6 sites statewide, 2 urban, 2 suburban, and 2 rural, with Baltimore getting 2 of them. It is a 4-year pilot program that would essentially use taxpayer money to supervise illegal drug use.
This is not an imposition on anyone. The impetus has to come from the local community and a local organization, and it's a pilot program, and it would create and enable 6 different sites.
Some residents are pushing back, saying this approach enables addicts rather than solving the problem. One resident said the attempts to help them seem to be enabling them, just masking the problem versus actually providing them with help that they desperately need.
Number one, the infestation of drug addicts it's drastically increasing. It's like an infestation. Number 2, the attempts to help them seem to be enabling them, just masking the problem versus actually providing the help they so desperately need.
Here's what Baltimore should do instead of creating taxpayer-funded drug dens. First, shut down open-air drug markets that everyone admits that exist. Second, arrest dealers who are selling poison laced with antifreeze and Freon. Third, get serious about treatment programs that actually help people get clean, not just keep them alive while they continue using drugs. Police say they're treating this mass overdose as an active crime scene and launching a criminal investigation. That's the right approach. Go after criminals who are poisoning people, not create safe spaces for people to consume their poison.
Police say they're now launching a criminal investigation into this mass overdose, searching for clues and suspects.
We're treating the scene as an active crime scene. We're utilizing our investigators as well as every crime camera we may have in the area.
One resident summed up the real problem perfectly.
Our community needs help, and we need it bad, because otherwise all our young kids is going to be on this ground.
America, this story perfectly illustrates the complete failure of Democrat governance. Baltimore has an open-air drug market that everyone knows about, residents living in fear, and 25 people hospitalized in a single overdose event from drugs laced with antifreeze. The Democrat response? Create more government-supervised drug consumption sites. This isn't compassion, it's enabling. This isn't harm reduction, it's harm acceptance. When you make it easier and safer for people to use illegal drugs instead of going after the dealers selling poison, you're not solving the problem, you're perpetuating it. The residents of Baltimore deserve better than living in a war zone where drug dealers operate in impunity while their taxpayers go to supervise drug use instead of stopping drug sales. Similar legislation has failed for 3 years running in Maryland, and hopefully it fails again. What Baltimore needs isn't more ways to enable drug use. It needs leadership that will actually enforce law and protect communities from dealers who are literally poisoning people. When Democrat politicians prioritize drug dealers over law-abiding citizens, this is exactly what you get. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.